requested by PBS.
Hello, it was me, military, and this my Hello, it was me, military, and this my
Here is a special technical information broadcast for members of the television and radio trade throughout the country.
Radio Television on Shelgrave, you're watching RTÉ1. We return now to the Gaiety Theatre Dublin for part 2 of Tops of the Town.
In the most grueling sports event ever held in Ireland. Don't worry, all you have to do is watch it. The premier All-Ireland Triathlon. Right now, our bank holiday movie stars Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase in Seems Like Old Times.
Now on RTÉ1 in Access Community Drama, Leakswood Theatre Group present There Has to Be a Reason.
There's a look at the world of the culinary delights now as we join Diran Ivrian in a repeat of last Wednesday's edition of Bookside.
Now on RT1, a chance to escape to the sunny seas, pirates and buried treasure and adventure in this animation of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island.
Radio Television, you're watching RTÉ1.
RTÉ1, where it's time for the early evening news.
That's after the Late Late Show. But it's drama time now in episode 3 of our armchair thriller series, The Girl Who Walked Quickly.
Gay Byrne is joined now by a host of well-known personalities as he looks back on 25 years of Irish life in our New Year's Eve special after all those late, late shows.
Now, with a panel of experts standing by to answer questions from the studio audience, we join Olivia O'Leary for this week's edition of Questions and Answers.
Of Radio Television. Good morning, you're watching RTÉ1. Time.
Another chapter from the Winnie the Pooh storybook is brought to life when all the inhabitants of the 100-acre wood have been increasingly annoyed by Tigger's bouncing, particularly Rabbit, whose garden has been almost obliterated.
On RTÉ1 now, Ken Hammond joins us for News Extra. John Bowman now chairs the programme in which members of the public discuss current affairs with a well-known panel. Questions and answers.
Now stand by because here comes the team with cartoon fun, excitement and prizes for here's Thursday's Jump Around.
Radio Television on RTÉ1 now, Wednesday, 6-1 News with Eileen Dunn.
You're watching RTÉ1. Tonight's edition of News Extra is presented now by Colin Murray.
But first on one, how does your garden grow?
remember this day in history over the past 100 years.
Now on One, we kickstart our late movie double bill with the Browning version.
Good morning, and you're very welcome to today's programs here on RTÉ1. Now we open the doors to Open House. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the magic of the movies here on RTÉ1.
You're watching RTÉ1. We join John Bowman and guests now for tonight's Questions and Answers.
Now on One, it's comedy, and Greg is less than impressed when Dharma takes part in a performance art piece.
That's here right after the main lunchtime news, read by Sharon Yviola.
They're trying to get the kids in juvie to go out to fight the fires with the firefighters.
Are they really?
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to?
I don't know. Probably to get out.
Now on One, Adam is forced to confess to his condition, and so the healer becomes the patient.
Now on One, it's time for Garden Heaven. There's plenty going on
What
on
is
Treasure
Milo
Island.
doing? He just ran to me.
Right
Yeah, I
now,
saw him run by.
Seventh Heaven. Garden Heaven is on the way. So Shane on the news.
Radio Telefisharan. You're watching RTÉ1.
Time now on One for our Monday bank holiday movie. Marilyn Brando, Trevor Howard, and Richard Harris star in the classic story of Mutiny on the Bounty.
Hi, I'm Teddy Wright from Shortland Street. You're watching RTÉ1.
I don't think those guys are lying. They already know they're going to jail for life.
But before that, on One, Sheila has taken a shortcut home, but Baby has a different schedule in High Road.
Hi, I'm Oprah, and you're watching RTÉ1, #1 in Ireland.
Radio Telefisharan, you're watching RTÉ1.
Lele.
Temperatures will be rising due to the traffic on the European motorways with the AA Holiday Road Watch.
You would be shivering right now if you put a jacket on.
Radio Telefisharan. Now on One, we join Flora McCarthy in the newsroom. Now on One, two incompetent cops team up to solve a case in our late movie, Collision Course.
Have you guys ever seen a dog back up?
What do you mean?
Like
You're
go
watching
backwards.
RTÉ1.
Isn't it
News,
weird?
weather,
Right,
and
he did
sport.
that.
Yeah, Milo. Weird. It looks like he's doing the crab walk when he did it.
Now on One, as part of
He's
tonight's
going
tribute to
backwards,
the late
like
Richard
backing
Harris,
up.
it's the story of a small-town market seller known
But
as
if you hold his little
Trojan
back
Eddie.
legs up, he can't move.
Radio Telefisharan. You're watching RTÉ1.
Now, later than billed, we join Una O'Hagan for the RTÉ News. You're watching
watching RTE1, home of the best movie entertainment. With Eileen Dunn.
Now on RTE1, we join Ray Colgan for a roundup of the day's parliamentary proceedings on Oireachtas.
You're watching RTE1. Now it's time for news, weather and sport from Euronews. Now it's a new series and the Health Squad have set themselves new challenges. But how will they handle a taxi driver who needs some change? Now on RTE1 there are a few eye-openers in store for some of the Carrickstan boys as the secrets come out one after another.
Archie Ahern is Gay Byrne's guest this evening on the meaning of life. But first, the critics think Jeff's hit rock bottom, and he's inclined to agree. It's raw.
Now on RTÉ1, Tamwar's new flame is playing fast and loose with the truth, while Glenda's pursuit of love leads to some facts that are hard to face in EastEnders. The panel on That's All We've Got Time For sink their teeth into the week that was at 10:15, but now Zainab bares her teeth on EastEnders.
Another chance to see Brendan O'Connor on yesterday's Saturday show is on the way in 15 minutes' time. But first, Sean O'Rourke presents The Week in Politics.
Radio Telefi Sharon, you're watching RTÉ1, where we now join Anne Doyle for the main evening news.
7:30. But now on RTÉ1, it's up to Dana to prove that the North has what it takes as she picks her final 8 on the All-Ireland Talent Show.
A reminder that tonight's Fair City is at the later time of 8:30 due to an hour-long EastEnders. Now, continuing in Carrickstown with the second in our double bill, Fair City. And there's even more Christmas spirit this Friday night at the Late Late Toy Show at 9:35 with a repeat on Sunday afternoon at 2:45 here on RTÉ1. Now we join Declan Buckley for some telly bingo. Well, at 8:30 tonight, Gabo can't help but to laugh back when Jason Byrne and Patrick Kilty, amongst so many other funny men, set out to entertain. Now though, they're already smiling and with reason in winning streak. Meanwhile, the Walkers are facing a void, but who knows what opportunities are lurking around the corner. Brothers and sisters.
Now, what would you do if your 14-year-old girl just disappeared without a trace? Amber begins tonight at 9:30 here on RTÉ1. But first, we're into the third round of blind auditions in The Voice of Ireland.
Radio Telefi Sharon, this is RTÉ1. Time now for the latest in world events from Euronews. And that's where we leave Euronews. This is RTÉ1. Radio Telefi Sharon, this is RTÉ1. Radio Telefi Sharon, this is RTÉ1. Time now for the latest in world events from Euronews.
The finale of Operation Transformation and 1916 can be seen on RTÉ Player, as our previously advertised schedule for 1 today has changed, as we will now stay on air until 6 o'clock with further results of election 2016.
Radio Telefi Sharon, and is to sin am the nuach RTÉ o leib exsiúni garros. Radio Telefi Sharon, on RTÉ1 we go over to Ray Kennedy in the RTÉ newsroom. Comedian Andrew Maxwell joins the Ray Darcy show tonight at 9:55 to discuss the march he's currently leading in London, calling for a Brexit referendum. But now we check in on affairs with Karen Creed in the RTÉ newsroom.
Carol needs an utterly comfortable orange flowers and berries to create organic produce for health food shops and restaurants. So here to the ground tonight at 8:30. It's Daniel and Magellan's road trip. After 5 months of
have no capacity for empathy or guilt. She does have some capacity for that. She does have feelings. That's something to build on. But if this young woman is allowed...
Radio Telefiseren RTÉ Logo History.
Then she will never, ever get beyond.
You're watching RTE2, and following on north you can see King's Royal.
I believe that 16-year-old
Radio Telefiseren, you're watching RTE2. Now a round of today's world news in News Now. Now on 2, Hugh Moran presents a roundup of the week's news in Newsweek.
Murphy finds herself face to face with the big boys in the Senate now. In this week's story at FYI, send in the clowns.
Warm seas, blue skies, tropical rhythm and exotic dancing. It's a timeless, hypnotic world. It's paradise, and it's July in Tahiti.
Now on the network, it's to Montreal for all the action in the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying session with Peter Collins. Coming up in 30 minutes, it's the Canadian Grand Prix qualifying session in Formula One motor racing. But now, Limo Mainley presents interesting music and guest artists.
Welcome to Sesame Street, where Bib gets a bowling ball stuck to his hand.
On to now, part 2 of Back to the Kingdom. Music from Flakjol Neheran, No Kukuig.
Now, a short bon voyage trip as Cathal O'Shannon takes an unusual cruise on a coastal freighter out of Bergen.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our programs for today here on 2 and that you'll be able to join us again tomorrow, bright and early. We'll leave you now with Airtel's Job Finder, and of course 2FM is on the air through the night. So from me, James Connolly, and the rest of the Network 2 crew, a very good night.
Clint Eastwood stars in and directs the first of tonight's movies, Firefox, at 9 o'clock. But that's after World War I in colour.
Why are you getting up now? You know why.
I'm looking at the light. I'm not very good.
Well, going back to our roots is always bound to throw up a few interesting facts about our past, but nothing could prepare the late new man Ryan Tony for what was about to be unearthed. Let's just say the term Blue Bloods comes to mind. It's a brand new series of Who Do You Think You Are? Of Tara. But for a This year on RTE2, we go back in time to the year 1994 when the Estonia passenger ferry sank in the Baltic Seas, where 800 people tragically lost their lives. Surviving disaster features the sinking of the Estonia.
Well, tonight at 8, with the postponement of some UK fixtures, we won't have Premier Soccer Sunday. Instead, we're off to Springfield for a double bill of The Simpsons. But now, the cycle of life in Alaska's frozen wilds in Keepers of the Planet. Over the next 3 nights here on RTE2, we're screening Francis Ford Coppola's mafia masterpiece, The Godfather Trilogy, beginning tonight at 9. Now, though, poor Maud Flanders takes a hit in The Simpsons. Now, in the first of 2 back-to-back short films co-funded by RTE and both up for an Oscar this year, A Bedtime Story with a Difference, Sleeping Beauty, is told by Granny O'Brien.
Exiles, Thursday at 8:30 on RTE2.